How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Town of Salem. In this video, we'll be going through all of the achievements that we've gotten so far during the achievement series, and we're going to look at some achievements that we need to get, how much further we need to go, and pretty much just review just like we did last time. This will be the second review. Let's now jump right in. So, starting off with the general achievements, the ones you're seeing on your screen right in front of you are essentially ones that you can get by naturally playing the game. Like, you'll just passively get these things like be acquitted by a tie vote, have a game last till 10 days, win with half of the rolls. You'll get these naturally as you play the game more often. I call these passive achievements. We've won 100 games of Town of Salem, currently at about 150, and we're trying to obviously get the 250 games of Town of Salem achievement. There are still a few roles we have not won with yet, and we'll go through which ones, and I'll explain why. Pretty much boils down to I haven't gotten them often enough, and probably need different modes in order to target them, or just need to scroll for them. Pretty much applies to all these Win of All Covenant expansion roles, Win of All Covenant expansion Mafia roles, now escape to Classic, and Covenant roles. So, we have achieved 11 out of the 16 achievements for general category. Moving on to the town achievements. Now, in total, there are 131 town achievements. We have 58 of them. Now, most of these achievements are pretty much win ones. So things like, win 25 games as bodyguard, win 25 games as doctor. With bodyguard, the main achievement we need is kill the Godfather while protecting someone. Now, this is a pretty difficult one to get in Covenant or any because, one, you gotta spawn as a BG, and then two, you gotta hope that there's a Godfather in the game, and then you gotta go on someone and then take that GF down. It's a pretty hard one to get in Covenant or any. Town Trader mode, ranked mode, you'll have a much easier time, so when we target this one, it will probably be in those modes. Protect someone from being attacked. You gotta get this eventually. You play BG enough times, you're gonna get someone, and have your bulletproof vest save you from death. Just use a bulletproof vest when you feel like you're gonna get attacked. Eventually you're gonna be right, and you'll get it. So up next, we have Crusader. Only achievement we have for this is win your first game as Cruz. Now, make no mistake, these two achievements here are a lot harder than you think they are, and this one essentially involves game throwing. So, attacking the Pestilence. If there's a Pestilence who's out during the night, normally you should be staying home unless you're going to sacrifice yourself to protect someone who's greater than you. For example, maybe go on the Jailer, go on the Mayor. But again, it's a very, very niche scenario. There's also the scenario where you could be a Crusader chaining with another Crusader and then the Pestilence can't get you guys. That's pretty much the only way you'll get this. Otherwise, you pretty much have to game throw and intentionally go on someone you feel like the Pestilence will attack, and then you'll just die. Attacking 5 people in the game, protecting 5 people in the game is no easy task. Game has to last 5 nights, and going on someone who's getting attacked every single night is pretty damn difficult. It's no easy task. It's pretty hard. So hopefully we can get these eventually. I feel like if you are going to get them, you'll probably get them in Covenant or any, because which other mode would someone get attacked 5 times like that where you'd need to protect them? Up next, Doctor. We've got 2 achievements for Doc. Win your first game as a doctor, heal someone who was attacked. We still need to heal ourselves after being attacked and save 3 people in one game. These ones I'll get. I'm going to scroll for Doctor. Healing yourself after being attacked is pretty similar to the bodyguard one. If you heal yourself enough times, eventually you will get this achievement because you are going to get attacked. And then saving 3 people in one game, you just need to be one step ahead. Maybe go on the spy claim one night, maybe go on one of the town protects the other night, maybe heal yourself another night, and, maybe go on someone else another night, and then boom, you've got the achievement pretty damn easy. Grinding out the wins is something that will come passively. That's pretty much all that needs to be said for Doc. Escort. We got the main achievements, winning your first game, successfully role-blocking someone, die from visiting a serial killer. Only other one we need is role-blocking ourselves. You can do this with a Covenant leader or a transporter. Pretty much just have to wait for the opportunity to show up. Wins will get passively. We've won our first game as Invest. We've investigated someone. We've investigated ourselves because we had a transporter in that one game that we played. Just need to get the wins for this. Pretty straightforward. We've got a lot of jailer achievements. We've been killed by the serial killer that we've jailed, executed 3 non-town members, successfully executed someone. We've won 5 games. We've won our first game. Just need to rack up the wins. Lookout. Successfully watch someone at night. Very easy to get. We need this one right here. Have 4 or more people visit your target. Now, this is one that you'll probably get in Town Trader mode because normally what happens is the jailer comes out, day 1, says, I'm jailer, TP look out on me. You go on the jailer, you'll see a couple of town protects, you might see a few more people go on the jailer, and you'll get a pretty easy achievement. Even in ranked mode, you'll get this pretty easily. Need to rack up the wins as well. Now, Mayor, we got all the achievements. We got Win Without Revealing. Very hard one to get, very cool one to get. Reveal yourself as the mayor on day 1. Very easy one to get. A very Chad one to get. Fearless. And Faith in the Town. Be acquitted without revealing to the town. Essentially, I got voted up. I lied to the town and said, I'm veteran, I think. And then they just innoed me on day 2. I would say that's probably the easiest way to get this achievement. Just hope that they do a vote for all. Pick a believable role. Get innoed. And then you're fine. If you feel like you're going to get guiltied, if you get counterclaimed, just reveal. Try it in another game. Sometimes you can ask for the achievement. I have seen it backfire where people say, no, reveal now or die. So, I did it that way. Just need to get some wins. Medium. We've communicated with a godfather. We've communicated with a serial killer. We just need to communicate with an arsonist. We need to get more wins. Pretty straightforward. Now, Psychic, we actually got the very rare Blinded by Love achievement, be role-blocked 3 times in a single game. This achievement is very, very freaking hard to get, and unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I got this one. The way I ended up doing it was, I randomly got role-blocked night 1, and then I randomly got role-blocked on night 2, and then the next day, I pretty much said, hey, whoever's role-blocking me, can you please do it again? They said, sure, they did it again, I got role-blocked. And we got the achievement. So it was a big coincidence. This one we got very recently in a video. You just need a game that goes on for a long time. You need to survive till night 6. In this particular case, we survived till night 7 because we got jailed night 1. And we discovered that if you get jailed, technically you don't get a vision. And if you don't get a vision, it doesn't add to the count. You gotta wait 1 extra day. Retributionists. We've won 5 games as Retri. We've resurrected a sheriff to find someone sus. We need to resurrect a doctor to heal ourselves and resurrect a BG to defend from an attack. These ones we'll get eventually. It's kind of RNG in Coven or any because you're not guaranteed a bodyguard in the graveyard. You're not guaranteed a doctor in the graveyard. Maybe you'll get 1 if you're lucky, and then you're pretty much obligated to stopping an attack, which isn't always the easiest thing. I would say if you want to get this in Coven or any, maybe if a bodyguard or doctor dies early, don't use it immediately. Just wait on it. Try to survive. And then when there's less people in the role list, you have more of a chance of defending someone or healing yourself just because there's less selections. So up next, we got Sheriff. Won our first game. Found someone to be not sus. Found a Mafia. Still need to find a serial killer. This is a very easy one. You can get this in classic mode because there's a guaranteed Sheriff and there's a guaranteed serial killer. If you check people every single night, eventually you will find the serial killer and you'll get this one very, very easily. So no problems there. Spy. See 4 or more Mafia visit people at night. That one is essentially RNG. You need to hope that it's a 4 Mafia game or that there's a disguiser. You can get a bunch of visits. You can easily get this one. See a member of the Mafia targeting you. That's RNG. You just have to wait for it. And then this, you need to bug someone you feel like will get healed. Maybe bug a spy claim. Maybe bug a town protect. And just watch him get healed. So up next, we got Tracker. See your target visit 2 people on the same night. There are only 2 roles that can do this, Disguiser and Transporter. If you see someone visit 2 people, you should ask for their role immediately. If that person does not claim Transporter, that person is a Disguiser. You should lynch them. That's a pretty straightforward one to get. And then track the same player 3 times. There's no reason to ever do this actually in a game. You kind of do need the game throw. I've never been in a scenario where I had to track the same person 3 times. And when we went for this one, we discovered that the person does have to leave their home. If the person stays, it does not count as tracking them. So, Transporter achievements, we got all the good stuff. Make someone attack themselves, transport yourself with someone else. Win your first game as Transporter, just need the wins. Trapper, we're going to place 3 traps in a single game. This one I really want to go for pretty soon. Next time I get Trapper, I'm going to go for this. Someone told me the best way to do this is to place your trap, disassemble, place your trap, disassemble, place your trap. That's probably what we're going to do to get that one. See Pestilence visit your target. Gotta hope that it's a Pestilence game, and then just put a trap on someone you feel like the Pestilence will go on. Coven Leader, pretty much the same thing. Takes a bit of luck. Now, Vampire Hunter, we got the very rare achievement of killing 2 vampires in one night. That happens by pretty much having one walk into you while you stake another one. I think we did that in Covenant or Any. Very hard one to get. Honestly, I was going to go for it in Dracula's Palace mode, but I guess we didn't have to do it. We haven't won with it yet. We've only gotten Vampire Hunter one time, just once. I'm probably going to grind these all out in Dracula's Palace mode, or a custom. Veteran, we got all the good achievements. Killed 3 people in one night very recently. Win without alerting all game. A very, very hard one to get because it's always tempting to alert. Win a game without killing any town members. Win 5 games, just gotta rack up more wins. Up next at Vigilante, we've shot 3 non-town in a single game. We've shot 3 people who can't die at night. Kind of a hard one to get, you just gotta keep shooting immunes. And shoot yourself at night. This one is bugged. It won't be given to you unless you actually submit a report and say I got this one, and you show evidence. So we have 58 town achievements in total out of 131. So up next, we've got the Mafia achievements. Starting off with Ambusher, we have no wins with this role despite how many times we've gotten it. I just have not won an Ambusher game yet. We need to steal Ambusher Doc, Ambusher Werewolf, Ambush Pestilence. These 2 are pretty much game throwing. Ambushing a werewolf who visits your target. This could happen accidentally, especially on night 2. You go on someone and then you just get rampaged. But ambushing a Pestilence, as an ambusher, you should never be out while a Pestilence is roaming around. So you kind of do need to acknowledge the fact that you're going to be throwing if you want this achievement. Blackmailer, we've won 5 games. We've blackmailed the same person 3 times, completely messed with them. And all we need to do is blackmail a member of the Mafia and blackmail ourselves. We can do this with a Transporter or a Witch or a Coven Leader. Pretty much just depends on RNG and luck. Consig, we found the Sheriff. Need to find a Godfather. Need to find a Veteran. Consig is a role that I haven't really gotten that often. Maybe a couple times in this whole run. Consort. We haven't even died to a serial killer yet. Got to rollblock ourselves. And rollblocking the Godfather is a pretty damn hard one. This one you're probably more likely to get in Town Trader mode. Ranked mode. Dying to a serial killer that you visited. If you really want this one, you can get it. But you probably need to throw if you don't get it on night 1. Because night 2, if you see a serial killer and they're roaming around, maybe you don't want to be rollblocking people. But it's not too hard to get. Disguiser, we have all of them. Just need wins. Forger, we've won our first game as Forge. We forged a will. We got to forge a will on ourselves, forge a will on an investigator, forge a will on a Mafia member, and just get a bunch of wins. Framer, we framed a member of the Mafia. We just need to frame ourselves. We got our first win. This one again involves a Transporter or a Coven Leader. Godfather, we have all the achievements. We just need to win 10 and 25 games. Hypnotist, we've hypnotized ourselves. We've hypnotized 5 players in a game. We just need to hypnotize a fellow Mafia member and get some more wins. Janitor, we've won the game without cleaning any bodies. We need to clean up our own dead body and just get some more wins. Mafioso, we're on 9 wins right now. We need 1 more for 10 and then make our way to 25. Mafioso and Godfather will probably be one of the first few roles that we get 25 on because of how often you get this role. So 75 achievements in total that we need, 27 we only have. Let's now move over to the neutral achievements. Starting off with Amnesiac, we've won our first game, we've remembered Survivor, we've remembered Mafia, we just need to remember Amnesiac. Now this one requires a bit of luck, we'll probably get it in Covenant or Any eventually. You need to roll Amni, you need to hope there's another Amni in the game who dies, and then just remember. Amni wins are not very hard to get. You can very easily get to 25 wins as Amni because if you just remember something that's, looks to be winning, you'll be fine. Arsonist, we've ignited 5 or more people in one night. We've won our first game as Arso. We need to ignite ourselves still, and we need to ignite a serial killer and a Godfather in the same night. This is a pretty hard one to get, but I do have it on my main account. It is doable, just takes a bit of luck. Igniting yourself involves throwing the game. Executioner, we got our target lynched on day 2. It's always fun to do that. We still need to get popular target. Very hard one to get. You gotta be attacked 5 or more times in a game. You're probably likely to get this in classic mode because there's a guaranteed executioner in there and people are kind of, games seem to draw out in that. And you can say to the Mafia and the serial killer like, hey, hit me a couple times and maybe they'll do it. Maybe you can even trick them into doing it by claiming Mafia or claiming serial killer and they'll just hit you. Patience, Jackass, patience. Very, very, very hard one to get. You got to get your target lynched on day 10 or later. You need the game to get to day 10, and Covenant or any that doesn't normally happen. I'll probably get this in a custom mode with vampires. Vampire games are always slow games. Games that draw out till day 10 or later. Usually it's a vamp game or the game's going to be a draw. Finding yourself in a scenario where you're an executioner, your target's still alive, and it's day 10 is so, so rare. I've never seen it. I've never seen anyone in this scenario, and I've never been in this scenario, and I've played a lot of games. I only know one person who has this achievement, and yeah, it's going to be a headache to get this one. I would chalk these two, but this one in particular as being the first problem achievement. This achievement is a problem. This one will be hard to get. Up next, we got Guardian Angel. We've saved our target. We need to get from beyond the grave. Save your target when you're dead. I feel like the best way to get this is to not claim Guardian Angel and then just get yourself killed just randomly during the night, or even lynched by fake claiming, and then just saving both of your protects, and eventually your target will be attacked and you will save them. It's not too difficult to get it. The hardest part is actually dying. Revitalize, purging a poison and a douse from your target. This achievement is actually extremely, extremely rare. I would chalk it up as another problem achievement. Throw that on the list. It takes a lot of luck. You know, your target's got to get poisoned and they got to get doused, you know, and you can't really control that. It just relies on it happening. Now, of course, Jester, the role that we have the most achievements on. We've got everything. Haunted a Godfather, Haunted a Serial Killer, Haunted an Arsonist. We've won 10 games, 5 games, first game. We just need 25. Jester is the role that we have the most wins on. This is my favorite role. We've got about 13 or 14 wins, so about 11 more, and we'll get to 25. Juggernaut. We've won our first game. We've gained all our powers as Juggernaut by night 5, making our way towards 5 wins as Juggernaut. We have 4 wins currently. It's funny because I always felt like, and I was told as well, that Juggernaut would be like the one that I struggle with the most, but right now, out of all neutral killing roles, all of them, Juggernaut is the one that I have the most wins on, which is freaking hilarious because for the longest time on my main account, I had no Juggernaut wins. Very recently, I got my first win on that. It was always cursed. Unstoppable, killing 5 players in a single night is extremely, extremely hard to get. This is going to be another problem achievement. Reason being is because you can't rampage as the Juggernaut until you get the powers for it. So it's not like Werewolf where you can just get a night 2 rampage. You can't do that as a Juggernaut. As a Juggernaut, your first attack will be on night 2, and it won't be a rampage. So you're going to get this on night 4 plus, but you need 5 people running around during that time. So it needs to be a very slow game. You need to choose the correct target. It's just very, very difficult. Attacking a player in jail is an achievement which requires quite a bit of luck. You need the jailer to survive till the very end, and you need to have your Juggernaut final power, which allows you to attack people who are in jail and kill them. Most of the time, either you're going to be dead or the jailer is going to be dead, or you're going to know who the jailer is. Why would you ever attack the person who's jailed when you can just attack the jailer? The person could be getting executed anyway. You need the jailer to maybe not have executes, but it's such a rare scenario. In most cases, you're probably going to forego winning the game to get this one. It will be suboptimal play. Kill the Coven Leader as Juggernaut. Just find the Coven Leader and kill him. Pirate is one of those roles that I have very rarely gotten. It's a unique role and a lot of people scroll for it. So in order to get this one, I need to start using scrolls. We've won 1 game as Pirate, and I think it was the single game that I didn't just instantly die on night 1. We got to win 5 jewels in a game. That's pretty tough. At minimum, the game has to go till day 5, and you need to win everything. So, you know, if the game goes till night 7, which already is pretty rare, you got to still win most of your jewels. Winning 2 jewels in a row, on the other hand, is pretty doable. Maybe just pick the same option 2 times in a row and hope that both people go for it twice. This one right here is another problem achievement, a very, very, very difficult one to get. That one definitely goes on the board for hard ones. Losing 10 jewels in a game. Again, you need the game to go till a minimum of day 10, and you gotta not win. The way to get this one is to roll Pirate, get into a Covenant or any game, which you better hope is a slow game, and then tell people on day 1, I'm gonna pick Sidestep every single day, and keep picking Sidestep every single day. You gotta hope that you don't get randomly killed, you gotta hope that you don't get randomly lynched, and you gotta hope that people don't think you're mind gaming and actually pick Sidestep and psych themselves out to make you win. Hard one to get, but I do know a few people who have this, and they did it through that day one method of just announcing what they're going to pick. Plague Bearer. We've won our first game. We've infected all people by day 5. We've become Pestilence, and we've been in a game where Pestilence is attacked by a fully powered Juggernaut. Very rare one to get, but good thing about this one is most people, because everyone in the lobby gets this one, everyone kind of coordinates for it. Especially if it's a boring game, people just be like, alright, just go for the achievement. That's kind of how we ended up getting this one on this account. Unholy Strike is an achievement which should be chalked up as a very difficult and hard one to get. Reason being is because when you become Pestilence, a lot of people will be staying home. By the time you become Pestilence, you might not even have 5 players to run around. Like, it just won't happen. It's not like Werewolf where you can get a day 2 big rampage or a night 2 massive rampage. This one, I don't even know how you would get it. I actually don't know how you would get this one. Probably not in Covenant or any. And you need to get lucky with your infections, get Pestilence as soon as you can, maybe on day 2, day 3. Just attack someone who's been speaking a lot, who's active, maybe the jailer if they're in there, and just hope that there's 5 people. Invincible, have a jailer try to execute you. This one's kind of funny. I got this one on my main account a long time ago. You just need there to be a jailer in the game who just grabs you and then just hits the execute button. That's pretty much all there is to it. Serial Killer, we've killed the jailer who's jailed us. We've killed 5 or more people in a game. We need to win the game with another surviving serial killer. So far, I don't think I've played with another serial killer yet. I've always been solo. Or the one time I did have a serial killer with me, they just died night 1. Survivor, we've got all the difficult achievements, you know, win without using a bulletproof vest. You get pretty stressed out when you go for this one. We've won 5 games as Survivor. And I think the reason why we have 5 wins as this is because a lot of the times if you're a Guardian Angel and your target dies, you become a Survivor. So it ends up counting as a Survivor win, which makes it easier to just grind this. And we need to win with a serial killer. Again, I just haven't had the opportunity yet where I've rolled Survivor and there's just been a serial killer who's winning. Up next, we've got Vampire. We've won our first game, we've converted someone to be a vampire, we've converted 3 people to be vampires in a game, and we've won without having any vampires die. We've got all the good vampire achievements, we just need wins. Pretty straightforward. Up next, we've got Werewolf. We've killed the jailer who's jailed us. We need Rampage, attack 5 people in one night. Out of all the attack 5 player achievements, this is the easiest one to get, and it's still hard. So night 2, you gotta go for like a jailer, or someone who's active, and just hope that 4 other people walk into them. Triple threat is a very, very, very rare one to get. You gotta kill a Godfather, Arsonist, and Serial Killer all in the same night. You could get it in Covenant or any, but it's very, very difficult. The one time I saw someone get this achievement was in Rainbow mode, where there's a guaranteed Godfather, 2 Arsonists, 2 Serial Killers, and there isn't actually a werewolf on the roll list, but that particular time the any was a werewolf, which... We've won our first game. Now, normally I'm always doing Covenant or any, which doesn't include Witch, but eventually I'm going to try to grind out all these. You got to make a Vigilante shoot another townie. You got to force 2 town members to die to a veteran in a game. This is bugged. We actually have this achievement. We got this in a video. This is a very rare achievement to get. We did get this. It just hasn't been counted because it's bugged. Directing the Blade, you need to spawn in a game with a serial killer, find them, and then use them 5 nights. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So we have 38 neutral achievements. There are 97 in total. And finally, we've got the Coven achievements. So starting off with Coven Leader, we've controlled the player into Medusa's gaze. It's a very easy one to get. If you roll Coven Leader enough times, you will spawn in with a Medusa. Just night 1, control someone, throw them in. More often than not, it's going to be a visiting role, and you're going to just gaze someone. Kill Command, control a jailer to execute his jailee. This is a very fun one to get. One of my favorite achievements. It's just very satisfying. You gotta hope that there's a jailer in the game. You gotta kind of figure out who they're gonna jail. Sometimes they'll blatantly say it, but if they know there's a Coven leader, they won't, and then just make him execute. And then control a player to visit Pestilence. This, again, it's kind of a risky one because you shouldn't be leaving your home if there's a Pestilence in the game to begin with. But if you really want it, and you want to take the risk, grab someone and throw them in. Gotta get the wins. Hexmaster, we got 5 wins. Gotta get to 25. We still need to kill 5 players as the Hexmaster in a single game. Kind of difficult to get, and you're more likely to get it as a solo Hexmaster, since you're going to get the Necro very early, and I don't think you can really rely on getting a 5-person Hex Bomb. That's very, very, very difficult to get, but it's something that will come with time. Backfire, hexing a fellow coven member. You need a transporter to do that for you. And Hex Pestilence. You can do this, and if you do have the Necro, your visits are astral visits, which means you never physically visit your target. For those who don't know, Pestilence is a role where if you do visit it, you'll just die because it will attack you. So up next, we've got Medusa. We've got all the main achievements here. Turning a revealed Mayor to stone, kind of a hard one to get. I was lucky enough to get it in my very first Medusa game, just by sheer coincidence. Turn 3 players into stone in a single night. It's kind of like the veteran, you just need to have a good bait, and then just hit that alert button. Necromancer is a role that I barely get, and every single time I do, I die night 1 or night 2. Have not had a chance to really do anything. We haven't got a single win. Really sucks. This is one that I'm really going for right now. I'm going to start scrolling it. Reanimate a serial killer, relies on the graveyard. Reanimate a werewolf, same thing. Reanimate Pestilence. This one is game throwing, unless you're healed, because if you do reanimate Pestilence, you will get attacked and die. The Pestilence will kill you. And reanimate a doctor to heal a coven member. Poisoner. We've poisoned 5 people in a game. Won 5 games as Poisoner. We need to have a jailed person die to our poison. It's a pretty difficult one to get, and it relies on the jailer not paying attention to the game, because if someone's yelling, "Help, I'm poisoned," why on earth would you ever jail them? Or you need the person to be AFK and never claim poisoned and then just get jailed. And then the second one is Delayed Paranoia, which is also hard to get. You gotta have a veteran on alert die to your poison. I feel like to get this one, you need to poison a veteran on night 3, who's already used 2 alerts, and already knows that people have died to poison, and that there's no doctor in the game. So they know they're poisoned, they know they have 1 alert left, they know that they're not going to get healed, so they just hit the alert button and go down swinging. You need the veteran to have no hope left, because if you poison them night 1, for example, and they haven't alerted, they're just going to say, "Doctor, heal me," and then they're not going to alert most likely. And then Potion Master is another one of those roles which we don't get that often. We haven't won a single time with this role. We've used all 3 potions in a single game. We need to find Pestilence. This, again, is game throwing, because if you know there's a pest in the game, at that point, why would you ever use your investigative potion to try to find the Pestilence, or just find anyone? You should be staying home, or at the very least, maybe healing a coven member. You do need to throw for this one. And Natural Remedies, successfully heal a coven member 5 times. I would chalk this up on the problem achievements. This is going to be a very, very, very hard one to get, because, dude, you got to successfully heal your coven member 5 times, and using the healing potion normally takes time to recharge. It's not like you can use it every single night. If you can use it every single night, I'm pretty sure the only person that you can use it on is the Medusa, because you get the book second last. So it's a very hard one to get. I would put it in the same category as Patience Jackass Patience, Revitalized, and Unholy Strike. It's just very hard, and we'll probably grind for it at the very end. That's pretty much all the Coven achievements. We got 12 out of 42 for that. Now, on my latest video, I think I have 127 achievements, and when I counted it now, it's a total of 146 achievements total, if I haven't miscounted. So we're going to be correcting that in the videos, going to be adding that, and that's essentially it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you all in the next one.